Hey guys, okay, here is 5.6 inequalities in two triangles and indirect proofs. Okay, so first the Hinge theorem, 5.13. So if two sides of a triangle are congruent to two sides of another triangle, so this side's congruent to this and this side's congruent to this. This is considered an included angle and this is considered the included angle because it is in between the two congruent sides that we're talking about. And the included angle of the first is larger than the included angle of the second, then the third side of the first is larger than the third side of the second. So what this is saying, congruent, 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 right? This is 88 degrees, the included angle. This is 35 degrees, the included angle. Since this angle is bigger than this angle, that means this side, WX, is going to be bigger than ST, the side it's across from. And that's all this theorem is stating. Converse of that, take it, flip it, right? So now it's saying congruent side to congruent side, another congruent to congruent. So if I know that the third side, like AB, is bigger than DE, then the angle across from it, angle C in this case, will be bigger than angle F, the side across, or the angle across from the smaller side. So that's all this theorem is stating, okay? So first one, complete with a less than, greater than, or equal to. So ST, this side is what compared to VW, this side. So those, we have two pairs of congruent sides. This angle and this angle are my included angles. This is 54 and this is 52. 54 is larger, so the side across from that will be larger. So ST will be larger. Go ahead and pause me and try 2, 3, and 4 on your own. When you're done, unpause me to check yourself. Congruent to that, and then this by reflexive is congruent to itself. So we have this side opposite, this side opposite. 100 is bigger than 98, so this side would be bigger, so EF is bigger. Congruent, there's my congruence. That's across from 29, that's across from 30. 30 is larger than 29, so 1 would have to be a bigger angle. Same thing here. Across from 29, across from 32. So we still have the congruencies. So that means that 31 is bigger than 29, so angle 2 will be bigger than angle 1. Okay, in triangle DEF, DM is a median. So if it's a median, this is congruent to this, right? This is congruent to itself by a reflexive. Determine if each statement is always, sometimes, or never true. Measure of angle 1 is greater than the measure of angle 2. If the measure of this angle is bigger than this angle, then E to D, this side, will be bigger than this side. Well, if this angle is bigger than this angle, then FD would always have to be bigger than ED, so this is never true. Okay? These get a little tricky, and some of these you'll have to draw a picture on. So if angle E is bigger than angle F, so this angle is bigger than this angle, then 1 is obtuse. So let's think about it. I'm going to draw that actually. So if angle E is bigger, let's say angle E is like this, and it's bigger than angle F. There's angle F. We still have this guy going in here. That's still congruent to this. So this is bigger than this. They're saying that this guy will be obtuse. Well, if you notice, this guy's actually getting smaller as this angle gets bigger. So this would also be never. Angle 2 is acute. So right now it's at a 90. Let's make it acute. So let's do this. So now it's acute, right? Now angle 2 is acute. Then angle F, this angle, is going to be bigger than this angle. Well, that looks like it's always going to be true because as you open up, as you make this smaller, it opens up that angle to make that angle bigger, but then it also closes out that angle, makes it smaller. Okay, next one, E is smaller than F. E is smaller than F, so this picture I could still do. Measure of angle 1 is smaller than the measure of angle 2. Measure of angle 1 is smaller than the measure of angle 2. That would be never. Because look at that. As you're making this smaller than this gets bigger and that gets smaller. So that would be never. Next, measure of angle 2 is greater than the measure of angle 1, so back to this picture, 2 is bigger than 1, then E to D is bigger than F to D. Well, if 2 is bigger than 1, then this would have to be bigger than this, so this would be never, always. Also, sorry, not always. Angle D is at 90 degrees. So this is at 90 degrees. Remember, this has to be congruent to this. Then it says F to D is bigger than E to D. I think that would be sometimes. Or never, because it may have to be equal. Okay, because that may be a perpendicular bisector then. Okay, those are tricky. Hey guys, when I'm turning this page you can actually take off. For whatever reason, I got 2 of those 5.6s on there. Okay, I want for you to use your knowledge of Hinge theorem that we just talked about, and I want you to pause me and try 11 and 12 on your own, solving for x is what it wants you to do. Unpause me when you're done. Okay, so what this guy is saying is that this is congruent to itself. This looks like it's congruent to this. So this is across from 36 and this is across from 39. So since this is across from 39, that means that 52 degrees has to be bigger than whatever angle measure this is because it's across from a smaller side. So then we're just going to solve for x from there. So I'm going to subtract 18 from both sides. And I get x, that symbol, and then 52 minus 20 is 32, but I'm going to add 2 more, so 34. So flip this around, so x has to be smaller than 34 degrees to make this true. Here we go. We have 12 and we have 18. We have 18 and we have 12. This is across from x. This is across from 3x minus 8. So this angle 21 is smaller, so x is smaller than 3x minus 8. Okay, so I'm going to subtract 3x from both sides. That gives me to a negative 2x is smaller than a negative 8. Divide by negative 2, divide by negative 2. Remember the one rule, when you multiply or divide by a negative in inequalities, you flip the sign. So this is actually x is greater than 4. Okay, that is all for the notes for today and actually for this week. So we don't have a ton of notes. What you will do now for your work, there's not going to be any Schoology specific homework, except for you will enter these answers into Schoology. So you are going to do this. I'm going to call this 5.5 worksheet. So when you see that, 5.5 worksheet, and then I'll call it worksheet triangle inequalities. You're going to complete that and enter your answers into Schoology. This is lesson 5.6 worksheet. So you'll complete this and enter your answers into Schoology. And once you're done with those two, the last pages in your packet, and remember I'm in the supplemental sheets packet, the last pages in your packet are the Chapter 5 review. You are going to complete this all as review for your test, okay? I'm going to upload the answer key for you to check yourself once you are done completing the test review. So it's not going to help you at all if you just pull up the answer key and just put in your answers, because I'm not actually taking this for a grade. This is for you to help you study for the test. So complete this, check yourself, see if you have questions, come to the question and answer sessions if you do. And then on Wednesday of next week, so that is I think the 17th, I will have the Unit 5 test open for you to take. So technically Monday is President's Day, so no school technically is what I meant by that. So that's why our workload is a little bit lighter this week. So you have this set of notes, you have 2 homework assignments to enter into Schoology, and then you have the test review to complete and check yourself question and answer sessions to come to on Friday and Tuesday if you would like, and then the test to take next Wednesday. And I think that's all. All right, thanks guys.